Hey y'all, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a review and demo on the new Deluxe Edition Carli Bybel palette by BH Cosmetics. It was $22.50 on Ulta.com. I just received it in the mail a couple days ago, so I was very excited to dip into this palette and use it. I've heard great things about it. I've heard that it has great pigmentation for the price. If you do like reviews and demos like this, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of the videos I post during the week. And if you want to know how I got this eye look using the Carli Bybel Deluxe palette, just keep on watching. So first we'll start with packaging. It just looks like this. This comes off, obviously. And then it's like a nice cardboard type of feel. It's not like a cheap packaging feel. And then it opens up and it kind of looks like, what's that word? Like marble. I really like the packaging, super cute. Oh, I guess this little thing comes off. Then there's your shadows and your highlights on the bottom. I'm super excited for this. I've heard good things. I've heard good pigment. I like that I am hearing a lot of good reviews about good pigment because it was a good price. So I'm excited for that. So these shades aren't named, but I'll do some swatches really quick. So there is the top row. Very nice. I'm loving the pigment so far. There is the middle row. Some nice shimmers, and also a few matte shades as well. So here's the third and final row. There's that nice matte shade to start your transitions, then there's a shimmer shade, and then there's another matte, and then there's two other shimmers. I'm really loving the way it goes on the skin, so I'm looking forward to see if the pigment is really that good with a brush. So I've primed my eyes and I've also set my primer with my Bye Bye Pores translucent powder. So I'm going to be using this brush I got in my Beauty and the Beast eyeshadow palette by Lorac. I'll link that video down below. I really love the brush that came in the eyeshadow palette. It blends well, it's great for transition colors. So I think the first shade I'm going to go in with is this nude matte shade. And I'm just going to put it all over my lid. I just want to see if it has fallout on the camera and okay, it definitely picks up, that's for sure. That's awesome. Next I'm gonna use this light orange shade on the top. Wow. Yeah, it's got some kickback. Like, look at that. I barely even swirled my brush in there. I'm just putting that orange color in the crease to start my transition. Look at that. That is so crazy. It really, yeah, I like shadows like that. I mean, some people don't, but I like it because it shows that it really picks it up and you don't have to really work for it. Next, I'll go in with this light brown shade in the middle row, and I'll put that in my crease as well. And my final transition shade, I'm just gonna go in with this light purple. And I'm just putting that all in the crease. Okay, I'm loving the pigment, pretty awesome. Next I'm just going to be using the number 12 airbrush by It Cosmetics. I'm just going to be using this darker purple shade on the second row. And I'm just going to be putting this on my outer V. You don't need to put in effort to get it on your brush. The dark purple color I just put on, I've only had to dip into it twice to get that much pigment. So I am super happy so far. Next, I think I'm just gonna be going in with the darker shade below the purple and putting that in my inner crease. And I'm just gonna pack it in. I only had to dip in once to get that. Blend them together. And there is some fallout. I'd rather have fallout than no pigment at all. That's why I do my eyes before the rest of my face, just so we can just clean up that fallout. So the next shade I'll go in with, I kind of wish they had like a kind of like a light, not a light purpley shade, but like shimmer shade, but like just something along the lines of purple. I mean, they do have the shimmer shade in between the two darker purple colors, but I don't know if that'll really, you know what, I'm just gonna use it. I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna use the shade in between that purple and that dark purple. and I'm just gonna put it on the lid. I like it. I do have to dip in again, but nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm glad I chose this color. Okay, and I dipped in one more time. So 3 times dipping in with your finger. It might be different with a brush. I think what I'm gonna do, just to see how it is with the glitter glue, I think I'm just gonna do the glitter glue on this side and see if there's better pigment than this side. Tap the glitter glue on the brush, and then I'll just go in with that shimmer. It picks it up good. Doesn't really make too much of a difference. So I dipped in twice for that. I'm gonna dip in one more time just with my finger and see what happened. Once I dipped in that 3rd time with my finger, it did kind of make it more foil looking. So I'm gonna dip in one more time to kind of match it with the one we just did with the glitter glue. Very light blending. I don't like to touch the lid. I'm really liking this palette so far. I'm very happy with the pigment. I'm happy with most of the shades. I was just looking at it though, like I was just thinking of what I'm gonna use when I highlight my brow bone after I put the rest of my face on. And there's not really a matte white. There's an off-white, the one I used to put all over the lid the first time, but it's not really white enough to highlight your brow bone. I mean, there is that white highlight shade for your face. You could use that for the brow bone, but I like to have a matte shade on my brow bone. I'll probably use that shimmery white highlight in there just so I won't have to dip into any other palette for this video. So that's one thing that I do not like about this palette. I wish it had, like, you know, your typical white matte shade. But other than that, I'm loving it. I do wish that there was that nice purple shimmer in there. I mean, what I used worked fine, but I'm loving the pigment. I'm loving the way it glides on. I love that I don't have to dip into the shadows very much, especially for the price. I'm gonna put the rest of my face on really quick and then I'll go in with the shadows on my bottom lashes. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I have most of my face on, and now I'm just gonna be putting a shadow on the bottom lash line. I'll go in with this darker color on the bottom row. I'll just use my go-to lash liner brush, tiny brush like so. So then I'll just blend usual blending brush by Elizabeth Mott. So then I'll just spray my face really quick before we get going with the highlight. So first I'll swatch the highlights on the left, and then I'll swatch the ones on the right. I think I'll be using these ones in the future for eyeshadow shades. They are too dark for my skin tone to use as highlights, but I'll be using this side today. Dang, that pearly one though. Okay, so there are the swatches for this side. I'm loving the pigment on the hand. I'm loving those. Oh my gosh, that will look so beautiful on deeper skin tones. Wow, super pigmented. So this shade right here is just too dark. I'm not even gonna attempt to do that. So I'm gonna go in with this one, and then I'll do one cheek with this one and then one cheek with this one, and then I'll highlight the Cupid's bow with this shade. And I'm just gonna be using my IT Cosmetics highlight brush. Perfect go-to. And I'm just gonna dip in with that white shade. Okay, yeah, I barely even put any on the brush. Wow. Holy moly. Yes and yes. Okay, so next on with the pinkish shade for the next cheek. I'm nervous about this because I hope it's not too pink on the skin, because I am running some errands today and I don't want to look, yeah. Okay, I like that. I like the white one better, but hey, I do like this one. I love that, just a little more. Wow. Okay, perfect. I will be picking that up a lot. So next I'll just be going in with my Cupid's bow. I'm just going to be using the Precision Foundation brush by Luxie, number 660, and I'll be applying the white shade to my Cupid's bow. That was effortless. Wow. Just a little more. Okay, that's probably way too much. Whew. And then just the remainder on the tip of my nose. Boom. If y'all are more of like a natural highlight, you literally only have to dip into the highlight once. That's it. But if you like to pack it on, like me, I dipped in I think 3 times on each cheek, but wow. And I dipped twice for the Cupid's bow. I am super pleased with this palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the remainder of my face on really quick, and then I'll be right back to let y'all know the pros and cons of what I think of this palette altogether. I'll be right back. Okay, I was putting my eyeliner on and I totally forgot about highlighting my brow bone. There is no matte highlighting shade in here. So I am just gonna dip into this highlight again, and I'll just put it on my brow bone. I'm not a big fan of shimmery highlights on my brow bone. Oh, and I'm just gonna be going in with the Veramona. This brush right here doesn't have a name. Good for packing stuff on your brow bone and on your inner corner. Yeah, it's okay. I like it for just this time. I won't be dipping into this again in the future for my brow bones. I like it for a highlight, but just not on the brow bone. I like a matte color. I've said that 5 times. Sorry, I'll shut up. Anywho, now I'm gonna put the rest of my face on and I'll be right back with my full review and opinion on what I think of this palette. Alright y'all, so the rest of my face is on, and now I'll just get on to my opinion about the palette. So for positives, I love the pigment. I loved that it was effortless to pick up each shade, and I love that the highlight was pigmented too. I just love how it just easily glided on to my face, and the Cupid's bow is really popping right now. So I love the pigment for the price that it was. I mean, you can't beat $22.50 for all of that in the palette. I do like the amount of transition shades it has as well. I love to use at least 3 or 4 transition shades to come up with my look. So I love that it had a variety of shades. A couple things I didn't like about it. I wish that there was at least one more shimmer to kind of match the colors I used today. I mean, I made it work, but it wasn't really the shade that I was wanting to go for. If I do this look again, I'm probably going to dip into another palette to get that nice shimmer shade. I do wish that this palette had like a white matte shade to highlight the brow bones. Overall, for $22.50, this palette's great. I'll be using it in the future. It was literally effortless to pick up the eyeshadows and the highlight shades. Overall, I am very satisfied with what this palette has for the price. So that completes my review on the Carli Bybel Deluxe Palette. If you did like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like this in the future, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in my next video.